Mr. Zou, as the Deputy Director General of UNIDO, tell me, why does SME digitalization matter so much to everyone and not just to businesses?
I think nowadays we see that this kind of digital is everything. Basically, future also more than digital. I think for us, everybody that need to be aware that the impact of digitalization, not only say on our daily work and life individually, but also SMEs for sure. I think for SMEs that they need to also be aware of this kind of specifically what kind of opportunities, challenges they are facing, and what kind of also support they may need from government, from the international community. For themselves, they cannot address alone by themselves. That's why we need this kind of, say, collective efforts that work together with the SMEs that to take the opportunities and address the challenges.
So what do you say to small businesses that don't feel ready to digitalise yet for economic reasons or other reasons?
I think because for SMEs, many of them basically are running for survival. They firstly do not have this knowledge about what kind of say trend of digitalization, what kind of impact of digitalization on their business. Secondly, they do not have this also access to finance. If they are aware of this, then they may not be able to get financing from bank because they do not have this clearance, to borrow money from the bank. Thirdly, the skills. And they are not, even they are aware of this, but they need also this kind of skilled labor really to implement this kind of digital project, really to transform their business.
So how do you bridge those gaps? You've mentioned 3 gaps. What does UNIDO do and what do others do to bridge that and to help businesses?
I think, of course, there are many efforts now, I think, ongoing. Say, for the government side, the government side need really to create an enabling environment, basically to inform then the SMEs the impact of digital technologies. Also not only challenges or opportunities, then also provide necessary support to them, including this kind of financing, access to financing, including also this capacity building for them. I think for international organizations like UNIDO, so we also have this kind of, say, many functions in this regard. On one hand, we advise the government how to assess the status of the SMEs kind of digitalization process. Secondly, we also advise government how to take its measures to address those kind of challenges. Then also we have this capacity building programs to support those SMEs that by informing them in partnership with the technology providers that what kind of solutions they may say wish to tap or to take advantage of. I think also for this technology side, I think it's important for the government and the technology providers really to expand the market size, the share of the market, to lower down, I think, the cost of application of these technologies and the solutions. Until then this SMEs kind of digital, I think, challenges will be, I think, maybe addressed in a proper manner.
So that's what policymakers should be doing.
Yes.
Are they doing it?
Not every country really is doing this. Yeah, they should do, but because the challenges faced by the government is different, then they have different priorities. But for us, of course, particular the international community, we need to ensure everybody is on the same page in terms of supporting SMEs digital transformation, because we are all aware of the important role SMEs is playing. Basically, we have this very famous saying or figures, say 70, 80%, 70%, 80%, 90%. SMEs basically create 70% is revenue, government. 80% of this also technology innovation, 90% of employment. This, in many cases, in many countries, this is the case. But because of the constraints of resources of government, then they may not be able really to provide or create a mechanism or set up a framework to support SMEs digital transformation. So for us, we need really to raise the awareness of the entire society about the extreme importance of SMEs digital transformation.
So at the moment it's a sort of lack of understanding as well as a lack of resource that drives this.
Yes, but I think that's what we need to do this step by step. Firstly, for example, I think we had a really good example. Today I had a good exchange with the kind of manager of Huawei cloud. In China, Huawei work together with local government, basically to use the Huawei cloud, say as a kind of platform. The government say just buy some kind of space from the cloud, then offer this to SMEs, then encourage the SMEs to access to the service, say in the cloud, to enhance their kind of maybe transaction process, to improve their efficiency of general automation, including invoices, case management, and also this marketing as well.
So what more can, if Huawei and Huawei Cloud are stepping up
Yeah.
and helping in that way
Yeah.
and seeing and recognizing the need and role of SMEs,
Yes.
what more can companies like Huawei do?
That's why I think we need to expand this kind of partnership, say with the private sectors. We provide this kind of technology solutions, like this cloud services. Then also work more with the government, then to develop this kind of really standard practice to foster this public-private partnership. Then on one hand, this technology sort of provider, like a Huawei Cloud, they could really say sell this kind of service product to the government at a discounted price, not like big companies. Then second, of government use some kind of say kind of tax or money or the revenue to purchase this kind of space services from the cloud, then offer this say to the SMEs with also some further incentives.
So taking a longer term.
Take a long term,
viewpoint.
including that take into consideration this SMEs kind of say contribution to government revenue. Yeah, they are basically contribute to tax collection. Then in return, the government use this kind of taxpayers' money also to support the SMEs digital transformation to really grow their business, to enhance their market access. I think this could be, a workable solution.
And how important is international cooperation and mutual understanding to driving SME digitalization as well, in terms of listening to different perspectives?
I think in general, the entire world basically has this common understanding about the SME's challenges, including digital transformation. But as I also mentioned before, that the challenge is that basically the resource constraint. Then from the government side, they have so many other priorities. Then for the bank side, they have to basically also have a viable business model. They cannot subsidize the whatever lending for SMEs kind of digital infrastructure kind of development. That's why we need really, on one hand, that to strengthen this kind of SME as a group through these associations or whatever this kind of mechanism, really to develop their kind of common service needs, then to link this with technology providers, really to encourage the technology providers to find this kind of solution, develop this solution for these groups of SMEs, not individually. Individually, it's impossible. Yeah. So that's why I think it's important that for both the technology providers, really to address specific concern or group of SMEs. Because, for example, for this accommodation or hospitality industry, as SMEs in this regard, their needs or for digital transformation different compared to other SMEs, like manufacturing.
Yeah, there are distinct requirements in different sectors.
Yes,
but what happens if we don't? What happens if we don't do that? If we don't meet those needs and digitalise?
Because for this one, I think now we need to really firstly baseline the specific needs of different groups of SMEs in the process of digitalization. I think UNIDO has this project really to support the government to conduct this analysis. Basically, this digital readiness assessment, particularly for SMEs. Then this will be also divided or breakdown in the subsector of SMEs.
Right.
The service sector, particularly SME, enjoys the majority. And we need to also have this differentiated approach based on their specific needs. Connect with technology providers, developers, really to find this tailor-made solution. Then we'll basically have this market mechanism also eventually to run its own business.
Right.
But we needed to facilitate this process to bridge this kind of gap.
So a lot of challenges,
Yes.
a lot of possibilities.
Yes.
Are you optimistic or anxious about the future, or perhaps a mix of both?
I think kind of mixed, because on one hand I'm optimistic because of technology side now is developing very fast, and because of this massive application, then the cost will be, say, dropping significantly over a period of time. Basically, the cost for this kind of implementation will be not a big issue later on. This is one. Secondly, also government are realizing, of course, the importance of SME and the challenges of digital transformation. Then they taking some measures. So not at a bigger scale, but they are working toward that. Then we need then to build on the success, then to spread more. I think through also the platform like UNIDO, yeah, to share this best practices, good practices, to encourage all the countries to follow.
So that's why you're optimistic. Why
Yes.
are you not optimistic?
Not only because of I think because firstly technology is so fast.
Right.
If you cannot really catch up the trend, obviously most actually are not the case. Yeah. Then that's why the gap development will be, I think, widening further. Yeah. That's why I think timing also is a matter. Yeah? Matters. That's why we need really to not waste any time at this stage. Then first raise awareness, then also to foster this broader partnership, yeah, with the technology providers, with this kind of government, with the SMEs associations, then to address these common challenges firstly. Then to start with the first step. If you start with the first step, then the next step will be not that difficult.
So that's your message to everyone.
Yes,
Just
yes.
take the first step.
Yes, yes.
Very good. Very good. Thank you much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.